So be good. All right. So it is, what is the date? February 5th, 2019, first team call Tuesday of the month. And I thought, and I've been getting this question asked to me a lot about inviting. It is one of the vital behaviors, obviously, and it can be one of the most difficult vital behaviors because, unfortunately, it's really hard to get out of our own head, lose the ego, and invite people to what we found works for us, but we put all this emotion and all this, oh God, dang it. No. We put all this emotion and crap around it instead of just speaking from the heart of why we want to share and why we're sharing with other people what we're doing. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to close the windows. So before we get into actually like the topic of inviting and how I wanted to talk about inviting through our posts on social media and also our personal inviting, I wanted to talk about what just came out today because it's so cool and amazing. And I'm so glad I saw it before I did this call tonight because this pertains to a lot of our coaches or our preferred members and people on our team that could really, really benefit from this new thing that Beachbody is doing. And they're calling it Turning Back Time. It's for brand new coaches who maybe signed up for the discount and never actually worked the business or just, just never really got into it. They never found their groove and they weren't inviting and they just, were trying to figure it all out. So if you didn't know, I'm going to go over this really quickly. If you didn't know, when you first signed up as a coach, for whatever reason, whether it was for the discount, whether it was just to share, earn your product, you started a clock started on your time as a coach. And if you earned Success Club in the first month, you were a Success Club Success Starter. If you hit Success Club the first 3 months in a row of your business, you got a free ticket to Summit, which is amazing. But I don't know how many coaches that I've talked to that I know about. The number one coach in the business right now, Ashley Molstad, did not work the business for, I think, the first year to 18 months. She just wanted the discount. She never had any desire to work the business and make an income. She's now a millionaire and is the number one coach. So that is not an uncommon journey for people to go on. You sign up for the discount, you just kind of do your thing, and then at some point you go, hey, maybe I can do something with this business. So for the first time since I've been a coach, which is almost 5 years, my anniversary coming up this month, which is almost 5 years, they are giving all coaches, new, old, preferred members, whomever, if you have never earned a Success Club point since you became a coach, because everybody has the same coach title, whether you consider yourself a preferred member, a discount coach, whatever you want to call it, if you have never earned a Success Club point, starting this month in February, if you hit Success Club, you are considered a Success Starter. It doesn't matter if you've been a preferred member for 2 years, 6 months, 12 months. If you hit any amount of Success Club points if you hit Success Club 5 or higher this month in February, you are considered a Success Starter. Okay? What that means is you get sometimes they used to do a call with Carl Deichler. I'm not sure if they're doing that. I know I saw Danielle Natoni recording a call for new coaches. I think that hit Success Starter. I don't know if it was just all new coaches or that hit Success Starter, but she's a top coach in the business and you want to hear from her. And then if you hit it 3 months, so if you hit it February, March, and April, you're going to get a free ticket to Summit, which is in July. So that's huge. It's never been done before. Like I said, in the almost 5 years that I've been coaching, I always felt super guilty not telling people, because a lot of people sign up to be preferred members or to be a discount coach. And so I don't push them. I don't talk to them about hitting Success Club in their first month because that's not their goal. But then I always felt guilty that they lose out on these opportunities of a free summit ticket and, a training call with either the CEO himself or somebody else. And so now I feel like I get to share this without feeling crummy that, hey, you may have started a long time ago and now you can really jumpstart your business. This is a great time to do it if you were thinking about it at any point in time. So I just wanted to touch on that really fast because it's a really big deal. And again, I am not here to choose your goals for you or what success looks like for you. I'm just here to give you the information and you get to do with that information what you choose. So if this is the month you say, hey, I want to hit Success Club for my very first time and be a success starter, awesome. Let me know, let your coach know so we can help you get there so you can have that recognition, so you can get that training call or whatever it is, and possibly work your way towards a free summit ticket. Plus, you're just building your business. And even if you have that goal of hitting Success Club 5 and you don't hit it, you sell your first challenge pack or whatnot, or you sell your first BOD membership, that is huge. That is something to celebrate, that you're moving towards whatever goal that you set for yourself. So I just wanted to touch on that first, because the whole topic of inviting is definitely going to help you hit Success Club or earn Success Club points. So the first thing I wanted to touch on today, and I think would be the easier of the two types of invites. So you have your general invites, your social media posts, and they could have a call to action or it could just be sharing your story. And then you have the second type of invite, which is a personal, one-on-one personal message, whether it's a text message, a phone message, an instant message on Facebook or Instagram. You are personally going one-on-one with that person and inviting them to something that you have to offer. Okay, so I'm going to start with the more generic, the one that becomes easier over time. I think it's the easier one to do, and I would love to hear feedback if that's what you guys feel as well. But the social media post. So as we get more comfortable, we practice sharing our story and sharing our non-scale victories and the things that we're doing in our challenge groups, and the groups that we've created and the groups that we're in. And so we start getting braver and we start getting more confidence to start sharing that story outwardly to people that aren't already doing the programs and doing the nutrition plans. And so we start sharing that on social media. You can do that. I brought up my page just to show kind of the post that I made today, which is a really good example of how you can directly invite people to join you, but generally, you're not specifically saying, hey, Sarah, I think this would be a great program for you. You're just generically sharing your story with your followers, whoever wants to listen, whoever finds you, that you have this opportunity and you would love them to join you, but it's not personalized. And so today I was talking about, in my post, I was talking about how I got started with Beachbody. Well, it wasn't Beachbody on Demand then, it was just at-home workouts. But that it was at a time in my life where, I was talking about the snow day, and it was a snow day, so we didn't know what the roads were like. Schools were canceled. We weren't going to drive anywhere. And if I had had a traditional gym membership, I might not make it there, or the gym could be closed. And so I talked about, no excuses. No matter what I have going, what happens, I always have the opportunity to work out from home and get a really good workout. And that spiraled into how I started with at-home workouts when I was a single mom, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. I couldn't afford a gym membership plus the daycare to take my young child to go to the gym with me. So I had to find another way, because not working out, not following some plan was not an option for me. I knew the importance, not the real importance. I was still messed up in my head back then, but I knew that I needed to work out and eat right. So I had to find another alternative, and at-home workouts became the thing for me. And so I shared my story of how I found them, why it became necessary for me at that time, and why I've stuck with it. And I shared that that working out at home is no better or any worse than working at the gym. I'm not saying one or the other is better. I'm just showing people that there's an option. My older sister texted me today and she said, hey, do I have that new program? She uses my account, my B20 on demand account. Family members are cheap. And she said, hey, do you have that new program? She doesn't even know what I'm doing. Or do I have to pay for that separately on my account? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. She said, because I can't go walking because she's an avid speed walker. She could be in races. That's what she does every single day. It makes me crazy that all she does is walk, and she looks amazing. And she's like, so I'm probably gonna have to stay at home and do a workout at home. And so I was like, yeah, go do Transform 20. Let me see is it worth it? She said, actually asked me if the 20 minutes was worth it. I was like, yeah, go do it. Tell me if it's worth it. But so I guarantee you there's a lot of other people that have that same dilemma when there's weather, when your kid is sick, when, whatever the scenario in their life, they have to work at 5 a.m. So they're not getting up at 2:30 in the morning to go to the gym, and that's the only time they can do it. So they can walk to their garage. There's so many different reasons of why this system of working out and taking care of yourself can work for other people. So I wanted to showcase that. Not saying it's better, it's just another way. I want to showcase that in my post. And so in this post, I did have a call to action. So if you don't know what a call to action is, I actually invited people to message me or comment below in the post if they were interested in, I wanted to mentor 10 people in the month of February. And so I asked if they wanted to get more details or be included in that 10 to comment below or send me a message. That is a call to action. We are asking people that are following us to take some sort of action and reach out to us. Let me tell you, want to know how many comments I got on that? Well, I got 0 on Facebook. I don't know. I don't even think I got any on Instagram. And that's to say that this is just one way to invite. If I solely focused on my generalized posts or call to actions, I would get nowhere because I would get really frustrated that I put out this beautiful post. I don't know how beautiful it is, and I shared my story and I did all this stuff and I told people to contact me and nobody did. You're going to get really burnt out and frustrated really, really quickly if that's your experience every time you do one of these types of posts. I do these at least every 2 days, sometimes once a day. And I will tell you, I rarely, unless it's part of our pod squad, get anybody that says, please send me details. Okay? It is just one way of inviting. Now, I know lots of coaches that do get people to respond back immediately and want details. That's not where I'm at right now. I show people and I share and I post and I do these calls to action because that is one way that we share our story, we show up, and we show people that we have something to offer. Okay? I don't know about you, but I don't know. I see people all the time posting about asking me to comment if I want this or I want that or whatever. And even being the person I am today, and I'm pretty confident, and and I'm like, no, I want to learn from people, because for me, it's more the business side of stuff now. I'm like, ooh, these people are posting for their programs and their stuff. I'm still nervous to reach out to them because I know that if I do that and I put money and I put effort into it, I have to show up, and that's scary. So think about back when you weren't on a workout program, you didn't have a nutrition plan, you didn't know what to do, you were terrified to ask for help because you didn't want to fail. That's what's happening a lot of times when you don't get these comments directly under your call to action post. That's where the personal invites have to come in. We share this. People follow us all the time. They like it. They never comment. They never say a thing, or they're just watching us from afar. It's in the personal invite that people come out of the woodwork because now they They've seen the information. They know what you're doing. They know that what you're about. They know that you're consistent. And now you've personally said, Sarah, I know that you could be stellar at this. I know that you could feel amazing, whatever you've seen them post about being unhappy, or you know them really well and you know what they're struggling with. I know that I can help you be happier and healthier and whatever it is that you believe they need from your program or for what we do. That's when you're going to get ghosted a lot, but you're also going to get, when you're consistent with those personal invites, you are going to start getting messages back. That is when the people are going to say, I'm interested. Please tell me more. I want to know. You've got me hooked. What are you doing? I've seen your posts. I've seen your blog. They are waiting for you to reach out. Because it takes somebody a very, very long time to reach out to you, to be that vulnerable, to be that exposed, to say, I need help. I need somebody to help me. But when you're reaching out to them, it's like, oh, well, they asked me. So now I don't feel like it was on me that I needed the help. They're just saying they'd help me if I needed it. So, okay, sure, maybe I can see if this thing works. It takes the pressure off that person. Now, I know it's super, super scary for us to reach out personally and invite somebody. This is what I've learned the hard way, if you want to say it, over the years. And I heard Ashley Molstad, she's my spirit animal. I heard her say this the other day when she was talking about, somebody said, what's the hardest part, or like about, or I've never earned any Success Club points or something. How do I sell challenge packs? And she said, stop looking at people like Success Club points and start seeing them as humans to help. And when I started looking at people as people that I cared about, that I wanted to be happier or healthier, that I knew could benefit from what I was doing, and not just as a point in my Success Club system or in my like log or whatever you want to call it, I started hitting Success Club much more easily. Nobody wants to be considered a point, especially in something so personal as a health and fitness journey. I mean, come on, we've all struggled. We've all been there. We know how hard it is to start a fitness program, a nutrition plan, stick with it, feel vulnerable, fail, keep going, fail again, get back on. So people want to know that you care about them as a person and not just as a sale or as a point. I believe, and I went into this business, I think this is why I had a harder time with this, because I went into this business to make money. I was, like I said before, I was a single mom. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I needed extra cash. And so I saw people as dollar signs. Yeah, I wanted to help them. I hoped that they would just pick a program and then it would help, they would figure it out and help themselves. I wasn't really helping them on that side. Not until I started helping people, seeing people as people, helping them get results, figuring out what they really wanted, was the plus side, that I was making money off of it. And people were joining me on my team. And then they were seeing success because they didn't see people as numbers. And so when you take out, when you start to think about asking people and inviting people as you truly, if this is what you truly believe, that you truly want to help them. And this doesn't have to be somebody you know. This can be a stranger. This can be cold market, because when you find your cold market, there's a reason why you started following a cold market. You may not know them from Adam, but you find them, whether there's something that you have in common, there's something that you saw that you caught your eye. There's a reason why you chose that person to follow out of the millions of other people from cold market that you didn't choose to follow. So you can still reach out to that stranger with care in your mind. I had a girl who I've never, ever known. I don't know where she came from. She messaged me clicked on one of my polls in my Facebook stories. I don't even do Facebook stories. They literally just go from my Instagram stories to my Facebook stories. And she hit the button. Luckily I saw it and I reached out, and now I know she lives in Arizona. I know her husband's in the Air Force. I know she wants to change her life. I know all this stuff because she hit a little button and somehow found me. Now, I truly do care about this person. I still don't know her very well, but I care about her, and I know that I have a system that could help her meet her goals, that she reached out to me, which again is rare, and I know that I have a system. I'm not trying, I don't care. I took the pressure off of her buying a package. I will give her the information. I will share with her what we do and why we do it in terms of the fitness, not the business, but the fitness. If she says, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it, I will be ecstatic for her because she made a commitment to herself to do something for herself. Not because of the sale, not because of the Success Club points. They're nice, but I am ecstatic for her as a human being that she now gets to be a part of our tribe and do what we are doing. What we have figured out works for us. That is way more exciting to me than the money and the points. It took me a long time to get there. And I'm not going to lie, when the end of the month is coming and I'm not at Success Club 5 yet, I still want to hit that. That's a goal that's personal to me, that I want to hit Success Club. But I don't look at people as Success Club points anymore. That's the change. That's the change. When I'm at the end of the month and I haven't hit Success Club, I go back and think about all the people that reached out to me at some point or showed interest at some point in changing their life, and I follow up with them and just say, you know what? At one point, you were here. You showed up to me and you said, I want to know what you're doing. I want to do what you're doing, whatever it is. And I reach back out to them and see if they're ready, because we never know when it's going to click. We never know when people are going to be ready. That's in the follow-up. And this girl, I'll be honest, so she reached out to me with that button. I reached out to her. She was totally interested. I sent her the video of Transform 20 and kind of went crickets for a couple days. Today, I decided to follow up. She apologized. I'm so sorry. I got busy. I'm so interested. Please send me more information. I did that. I will follow up. I will follow up until she says no or not right now. Again, it's not about the sale. It's not about the points. It's about meeting her where she's at when she's there. So back to the personal invites. Another thing that I did today, and I'm just telling you kind of some of the ways that I'm personally inviting, that I'm going out and this worked wonders. So somebody needs to enter the Healthy Bod Challenge every month from here on out. But one of the methods that I used today was I've had conversations with a lot of people randomly. I'm not very awesome at finding a system and following it and following up. I need to be better at that. Always going to be transparent with you. So I knew that the people that watch my stories are people that supposedly care about what I'm saying and care about what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. So I reached out to probably over half. I don't know how many messages I sent today. Instagram didn't block me, but I said, hey, what a good conversation starter for people that are already following me, whether I've ever talked to them personally or not. And I asked them to vote for our girl, Lisa, in the Healthy Bod Challenge. So I sent a random message that I posted on, not random, but a specific message. But I sent the same one to every single person, and I personalized it with their first name and just asked if they would support my girl, take a minute of their time and support my girl in her journey to be the Healthy Bod Challenge winner in, February. And if they wanted to start their own journey, they knew how to find me. I haven't even checked. I have 10 messages waiting for me right now. Don't know what they're pertaining to. I was at happy hour and then went to watch my daughter at gymnastics. So I know some of them as they're coming in. I know some of them. Tons of people have voted. Some of the conversations have ended then. Tons of people have voted, and then they're like, yes, I want to know what you're doing. What are you doing? What is she doing? Because they're looking at her story and they're looking at her results, which is great. Advertising, by the way. And then I've also had people that I started conversations with that I personally invited maybe months ago and haven't been great at following up, or have followed up and they haven't been ready. And now they're like, yes, can we get on the phone? I haven't forgotten about you. Life got busy. I need to get on the phone with you. Let's get going. Okay. It's in the personal invite. It doesn't have to be, it can be cookie cutter. It can be completely personalized to that person. You have to determine what works for you. What would you like if you went into your inbox and you saw a message from somebody that you knew or you didn't know, because there's two different people. I get random messages from people all the time that have never looked at my profile, don't know that I'm a health and or clearly don't know I'm a health and fitness coach because they're asking me to join a health and fitness business, or something of the sort. Or there's people that I'm following, or they're following me, and they'll reach out and message me. All of these people are that's why I went to my stories and looked at the list of people that are following me. I am not randomly going out there and just picking people and messaging them. I am looking at the people that are following me. There's some reason that they're following me. There's some reason that they're watching me. It's pretty scary to reach out to some stranger that you don't know besides on a computer screen or a phone screen. So by me reaching out to them personally, it's going to soften that blow. It's going to ease the tension, and they're going to be much more likely to comment back. You might get ghosted for a while. I want to be really clear. It's not going to be instantaneous. I probably sent, I feel like 80 messages at least. Like, it was insane. I didn't message everybody on my stories because some people were already in my tribe. I mean, like, or in my tribe, and they already were asked to vote, or there's other reasons why I didn't message every single person. But it was probably about over half, and probably half of those people will ghost me and will not respond at all. They could go vote, but that doesn't mean that they're going to respond that they voted. But I'm getting a great response of voting and people that are reaching out just to see what I'm doing or get more information because I took the time to personally invite. So there's social media invites, and then there's personally reaching out. I'm trying to think if I can find another. I just want to find another. There's information giving posts. There's call to action posts. There's entertaining posts. There's all kinds of different ways you can reach people, but it's showing your life, sharing your story, and giving them information so that when they're ready, or when you finally decide to personally invite them, they have more information than they had when they started following you, and they can confidently communicate back with you, whether it's a no, not right now, or hell yes, give me information. It's not out of the blue. It's not completely crazy. I'm not going and just cold calling people. I'm going after people. I don't like that's not a good term. I'm contacting people that are following me and paying attention to me for some reason. If they've followed me for like more than a day, they know that I'm into fitness. They know that I'm into nutrition. They know that I'm into fun and my family. So they're one of those reasons they're following me. And I can ask something very benign, like voting for my friend, voting for a person that has worked her butt off, and I want your support. Now I want them to want that support for themselves. And I'm going to give that to every person that shows up to my fit tribe or my fit club. And they're going to get that same treatment, if that makes sense. Why does it keep saying it's removing the 40-minute time limit? I pay for this. Anyway. But I do want to wrap this up because I don't want these to be super long, because I want people to be able to watch them and not feel like it's really daunting and like they're super long. There was something else I wanted to say and now I totally lost it. I don't know. Eliza or Kisa, since you're on the call, is there any questions that you have about what I shared? Is there anything you also want to share about your inviting experiences? Or anything of that nature, because I'd love to hear from you guys too.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, I can't. Hello?
Here. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I would agree that the invite, like every person that's in the tribe is from a personal invite. They may have answered a poll on on an Instagram story or have seen a post, but it is always the follow-up, at least for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
so,
That's the
Yes.
thing. You were going to say something, Eliza?
Oh, no, I just said, I think you froze.
Oh, me or her?
You did.
Oh.
It kicked me out and then pulled me back in.
Oh.
Yeah, it was weird.
I'm going to take a picture. Actually, I'll do it after we're done. Yes, and that's the thing. Like, that's where I think people get really, like I said at the very beginning, you get really frustrated and burnt out because you put out these call to action posts or you post these things inviting people to your challenge groups, and then it's crickets, and then you get really upset. And I did the same thing, so I'm not saying that's uncommon. Like, I did the same thing. I'm like, why is nobody seeing why do they want it? Like, I feel like my post was so amazing. Like, why don't they want to do this? Because it's scary. And the other thing is, if they comment on your public post, hey, I need help, or I want in, like, then other people that see that post are going to see, hey, that person wants help, or that person, and so it's very vulnerable. We have to go back to when we felt that vulnerable in our own journey, remember what it's like and what we would prefer. If we would prefer somebody to reach out to us personally, if we would prefer to have somebody post a vague post, but an invite post, and then we respond to it. Like, think about how you would respond best. And that's what your people, your tribe, that's what they're going to respond to best. And, I've had conversations a lot of times with different coaches, and it's like, hey, try this, try that. That's icky. I don't like that. That just doesn't feel right to me. Great. You have to figure out what feels right to you. I remember when it was really pushed, and I don't know if it was corporate or just the coach I was learning from, it was really pushed to cold, like, just go message anybody, friend request anybody on Facebook and message them, hey girl, whatever. That felt so icky to me. So every time that I would come up, and I used a different system, it's called Teamsy, and I put all my Facebook friends in there, Facebook friends, every single person. I would come up to this person I haven't spoken to in 10 years, didn't even see him in my feed on Facebook, didn't even interact with them at all. And it would be like, you need to contact this, like, it was like, that was my next person. You need to message this person. It was so icky. And so I would just I would stall out, and I'd be like, I don't want to message anybody. And I would exit the program, and I would go and do something else because it felt so gross. So eventually I go, this is not for me. I don't have to do it this way. We get to decide how we do it. The only thing I want to tell you and I encourage you is to do it in two ways. The general post on social media, and then the personal private invites if you're using more social media as your means of communication. Obviously, if you're doing it person to person, word of mouth, all that kind of thing. But if you're relying majority on social media, you need to both have the general invite on your page plus following it up with those personal invites to people that you feel that you care about, that would benefit from what you're doing, or have had some interest in the past. That's one of the reasons I like to do some of those events, like when I'm doing monthly boot camps, because people can click that they're interested without having to or they want more information or whatever, without having to, or you can send that directly to them, the invite to that group. But it's a little bit less scary, I think, than doing a post about not having enough time or being overweight or whatever it is that you're talking about, and then being like, yep, that's me. I'm gonna message her and say, yep, that's me in a public setting. So anything else before I end and take our picture?
I think you covered a lot of it. I mean, okay. I think, what you were saying about the social media invites from the training on FCN, even in that, Dave said, that's not where you get a lot of your contacts from. So it's more the personal and the following up, the fortunes in the follow-up, they yep. say. I've heard that in several different training calls. Yep. So definitely doing that. But then for me, it's been more just kind of person to person and just kind of talking about it. Like, people will see my cup and they're like, well, what are you drinking? You've been bringing that in every day. Like, what's that cup that you carry? I mean, I've got several different, I don't carry the same Shakeology cup every day, but I take it to work and, they're like, what do you drink every morning? Like, and I'm like, well, this is this, and this is what I'm doing. And, you know, things like that. And so that is where it starts to become really natural. At first I'd be like, oh, I don't know, I'm just drinking whatever, you know, it's a breakfast shake. And now I'm like, oh, this is, you know, and I start talking about it, and then they're like, oh, okay. And, you know, then I'm like, oh yeah, I did my workout this morning. I just kind of bring it up in natural conversation. So it's not icky or gross, but I do get those hey girl messages all the time from people, and I'm like, you obviously don't look at my profile. You don't know me from Adam. And because if you did, you'd realize I'm already hooked up. So hey girl, hey, check before you just blind message people. And it is gross, and it comes across very sleazy. So,
totally.
Anyway.
Yeah. And that's, and what's funny is like, I've gotten them too. And I know some people may be like, oh, like depending on where they're at, they may be like, oh, that she thought of me, you know, because they don't have that same, they're not in the business. They don't know. They don't, but that might work for them, or that might be the people they're looking for. But when it feels icky to you, we know we don't want to go do that to other people, because that's not how we want to make people feel. And so it's actually good that we get to experience that, because then we get to choose how we want to reach out to people. And at times it can feel like you don't have anybody to reach out to, but there's always people. We just have to look a little harder, and that's where it becomes time consuming. And it's harder. It's simple, but it's harder, because we would all love to just post a post and say, hey, join my group, and 25 people say, yeah, I'm in, and then we're good to go. It's not that easy. Otherwise, everybody would be millionaires. But all right, well, I'm going to sign off for tonight. I appreciate you gals for being here live with me. I hope that you guys will watch the playback. And if you have any questions, if you ever have like a message you want to send to somebody, and you want me to just look at it, or you want your coach to look at it, do not hesitate to reach out to them and ask them to look it over and critique, because we've all been there. I still laugh at some of the things that I used to say or post, but it's all a learning experience. And so you get to learn from our mistakes. And hopefully you're going to make your own different mistakes, but maybe you won't make some of the same mistakes that we did. So
we're failing forward.
Absolutely. Always. Don't hang up. I'm just going to stop recording, but don't you hang up, because I want to get a